The earnings of the day. Wipro has met street estimates in the fourth quarter. Dollar revenue growth for the quarter, though, is flat. Rima is standing by to take us through the details. Rima, decode the Wipro numbers for us.
Well, it's a weak quarter for Wipro, another weak quarter. Revenue growth has declined by 0.3% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, in line with street expectations, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that this is the fifth consecutive quarter where revenues of Wipro have fallen. On a year-on-year basis, the constant currency revenue growth has fallen by 6.6%. With this, the company has ended FY24 with negative growth, minus 4.4%. This compares with about a 3.5% growth that TCS had and a modest 1.4% growth that Infosys had. So it's underperformed the industry by quite a margin in FY24. Margins, though, have expanded for the company, and that is a positive. Q4 FY24 margins are up 30 basis points to 16.4%. We were working with flat margins, but the company has managed to expand their margins. The Q1 FY25 guidance. Now, TCS doesn't give you a guidance. Infosys gives you an annual guidance. And they've guided for a 1 to 3% growth for the full year. But Wipro gives you a quarterly guidance. So it's a great peek into what the near-term visibility is on demand. And Wipro is talking about minus 1.5 to a plus 0.5% growth, which means if you assume growth to be somewhere in the middle of the company's guidance, it should be minus 0.5%, which basically means it's not that growth is recovering in Q1 compared to the March quarter. So the June quarter guidance is a bit disappointing, minus 1.5% to plus 0.5%. Deal bookings are strong in the quarter gone by, $3.6 billion of total deal bookings. Large deal wins are at $1.2 billion, and headcount for the company has also fallen for the sixth straight quarter. Headcount, in fact, has declined this quarter for all the three companies, Infy, TCS, and HCL Tech. And for, Infy, TCS, and Wipro. And for Wipro in the current quarter, the headcount is down by more than 6,000 employees. Omkar Tangsali, the senior research analyst at Axis Securities, is with us on the show now. Omkar, your first thoughts on Wipro's numbers and how does it compare versus expectations?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I believe it's more of, meeting our expectations with the Wipro numbers right now. I mean, but we do not see any reversal of the, the demand uncertainties on the revenue side in the near term so far. In case of the Wipro, we cannot, we are not expecting much of the transformation right now in terms of revenue growth momentum and also on the margin side. But on the immediate basis, definitely, the reversal of the margin expansion of 40 basis point is a positive thing to be looked into.
Omkar, but on the guidance for the June quarter at minus 1.5 to plus 0.5%, what was your own guidance? And is this a bit lower?
Yeah, I'm expecting quite of 0.5 to 1.5% of the Q-on-Q growth in the 1Q FY25, but it seems to be lower as versus my expectation. So it's we can say that the uncertainty is still not over, and we have to wait for reversal of the uncertainties.
So it's the Q1 guidance has missed your expectations by quite a margin, right? It's by nearly 2 basis points. You were expecting 0.5 to 1.5%. The company has come out with minus 1.5%. So do you think earnings estimates will have to be lowered for Wipro? And what do you think they could end FY25 with in terms of a growth? Or will it be a degrowth again?
No, we can expect some marginal growth to flattish growth in terms of annual numbers for Wipro as well. But we were expecting, there might be a turnaround with the change in the management and Wipro being providing a valuation comfort to us. But still, it's sluggish in terms of execution part, and they are not able to ramping up the deals that they have won in the previous quarters. So that might lag, the visibility, and that might, impacting the revenue growth at the moment.
Omkar, thank you for joining in. We'll pass through the numbers. There is a press conference scheduled at 4:45 p.m. too, so we'll track that closely. And remember, the new CEO, Srinivas Pallia, has also taken over, so this will be the first press conference addressed by him, and later we'll get chatting with him on the way forward and if he's planning to effect any changes in his strategy to revive the company's growth. But Q4 is in line in terms of revenues, a bit of a margin beat, but the Q1 guidance, that's the June quarter guidance, has disappointed the street. Back to you, Shireen.
Rima, many thanks for joining us. That is the first cut on Wipro, and Rima will be speaking with the new CEO in a short while from now, so do remember to tune in. But the big story of the day, India's polling season has now officially begun.